Hello, everyone, and welcome to Talk Tuesday about business. It's Nancy Stottle from the Business Mission. I hope you're all doing very well today. I'm very excited about today because it's one of my favorite topics, which is trademarking. Yes, trademarking. We are going to talk about trademarking today. Sorry, I'm just going to get organized here. Get this right. Okay, so it's about 4 minutes to 12. We start at 12 noon UK time in the Business Missions Facebook page where we will discuss tips and business tips and advice. I'm here every Tuesday, 12 noon UK time in the Business Missions Facebook page where I offer tips and advice on business. I run the firm called The Business Mission, www.thebusinessmission.com, where you can find all our services. Some of the services that we offer are business plans, which are very important to do before you start a business. Following that, we also have different business strategies, marketing strategies, sales strategies, advertising strategies. We come in and help companies that are collapsing or crumbling. Maybe they didn't have enough structure, and we'll come in and help them with that. We also help startups. So if you're thinking of starting a business, we can definitely help you with that. One of my favorites is trademarking, which we're going to talk about today. And we offer trademark support. We also offer legal contracts to support and protect your business. Okay, again, going into business, it's very important to make sure that you are covered with contracts as well. We offer a blog there with any information that you want to know about this. So I'm here every Tuesday, 12 noon UK time in the Business Missions Facebook page where I offer or give you direction. So today's topic is trademarks. Okay, so I think what's really good about today's session is lots of people are unaware of how important a trademark is. And if you are, and your trademark, really well done. Okay, so today we're going to talk about what is a trademark. Okay, so what is a trademark? I'm going to explain to you what a trademark is. Why is a trademark important for your business? Why is it important that you do trademark items in your business? At what stage do you trademark the business? Okay, some people are not sure what stage they need to trademark the business, and what are some benefits to trademarking your business. Okay, so everything today about trademarking is a little bit more lengthy, but I hope that you will stay on board just to learn this new knowledge. As I said, as mentioned in my other sort of Facebook lives, is knowledge is king. Okay, the more knowledge you gain, the more value you put into your services, and then you can charge a little bit more as well because you've got this knowledge, this worth, this value to what you are offering your clients and your services. Okay, so it's 12 o'clock on the dot, and we are going to proceed with the Talk Tuesday today. As I mentioned, the topic we're talking about today is trademark. What is a trademark? Why is trademark important for your business? And at what stage do you trademark the business name? And what are some benefits to trademarking for your business? Okay, so let's get on to the first question, which is what is trademark? Okay, so trademark can be a word, a phrase, a symbol, a design, or a combination of your goods and services. It's how the customer, your audience, recognizes you in the workplace and distinguishes you from your competitors. Okay, the word trademark can refer to both trademarks and service marks. Okay, a trademark is used for goods while a service mark is used for services. A trademark identifies your source of your goods and services. Okay, it also provides legal protection for your brand, and it helps you guard against any fraudulent or counterfeiting issues. Okay, a common misconception is that having a trademark means that you legally own a particular word or phrase and it can prevent others from using it. However, you don't have the rights to a word or phrase in general, only to how that word or phrase is used with your specific goods or services, okay? Another common misconception is believing choosing a trademark that merely describes your goods or services is effective. Creative and unique trademarks are more effective and easier to protect. Okay, so you need to protect the name and then you need to protect the figurative. Okay, so the design, which is the creative side and the unique side of the trademark, and also the name. Okay, it's Nancy Steidel from the Business Mission. I'm delighted to be here today. We are talking all about trademarks today. I'm here every Tuesday, 12 noon UK time, at 12 noon in the Business Missions Facebook page. I do share this into some other groups and on our YouTube channel, where you can also tap in to listen to this Facebook Live. Right, we're on to the next question is what can be trademarked? Okay, many things can be registered as a trademark. So names and logos are very common. A trademark can be anything that allows a consumer to distinguish your goods and services from those of another. Now, think about Intel. Okay, you will hear a certain jingle, okay, or BP will come up with a particular shade of green, right? Toblerone is very famous for its chocolate peaks. Yes, sounds, colors, shapes can all be registered as a trademark too. These are more unusual trademarks, which are harder to register, which is one of the reasons they are less common, or maybe you haven't heard of them, but they are tradable, okay? So, of course, there's the word, then there's the logo. You could do a shape, a position, a pattern, a color combination, a sound, a motion, multimedia, and hologram. And actually, what I learned the other day is you can actually trademark a smell. So I think there was a candle company who had trademarked a smell, okay? A trademark must be unique. So it cannot be confused for an already registered trademark, okay? It also cannot be descriptive. So you cannot call your new trainer's brand sports shoes, okay? Likewise, you could not call it Pluma because it might be confused with Puma. Now, registering your company name or owning a domain name gives you virtually no legal rights to stop anyone else using your name or logo. Again, I've spoken to a lot of people or seen people online, and they said, well, I've got a domain and I've registered my company at Companies House, so surely I should own the trademark. No. If you start using a logo or a name without registering it as a trademark and without checking that it is free to use, you will risk later finding out about a company with a similar name or even receive a letter telling you to stop using your mark because it infringes on an already trademark. You also risk somebody else registering it as a trademark and attempting you to stop using it on your own brand. With there may be scope for you to push back on the basis of goodwill if you've acquired via a unregistered right, and that's a whole different topic. It may be costly and very time consuming. Okay, as your reputation grows and you become more established, the more likely it is that people will start to copy you. Okay, having protected and the protection from a registered trademark means that you can definitely stop this action. Okay, so that's really a quite key aspect to, what can be trademarked and why it's important to trademark. Okay, it's Nancy Steidel, Talk Tuesday about business. I'm here in the Business Mission, 12 noon UK time. We're talking all about trademarks today. And we're on to our third question, which is why is a trademark important for your business? Okay, so your trademark, your business name, your company name, and the domain name are the most valuable assets of your business. Yes, there's other assets like your employees, but when you start off, it's the outer frame of this business. So the domain, the website, your company name, your business name, they are really valuable assets. Okay. And when it comes to how your audience and your clients interact with your business, trademarks are one of the most important things to get right. A strong trademark goes a long way to add value to your business because a trademark is an asset which you can actually sell. You're unable to sell an unregistered trademark. So if you're not registered and you haven't registered a trademark, there's no value in it. Like any other property you own, you can actually gift your trademark in a will. Yes, you can do that. Now, trademark prevents anyone else in the same industry from using your name or logo without your permission. And it's very important to understand there's so much valuable asset in a trademark. A lot of people miss this out, that it becomes another asset to grow the whole value. So you've got a business plan, trademark, marketing strategy, sales strategy, brand strategy. You start to build all these assets. And at what stage do you trademark the business? Immediately. Okay. Once you know the name, you must trademark. Avoid launching into the public without a trademark. Now, I know when starting out, it might seem like a large expense to trademark your company name or company logo, but it's definitely something you should be doing if you want to protect your brand and invest in the future of your business. Because as a business grows, it may look to set up a franchise maybe, might become a multi-site business, or you might want to sell the business. And in these situations, protection of the business brand is super imperative. Okay. Now, like I said before, when you register with Companies House or you register with any, government body, this only ensures the registration of the wording for your company with Companies House. Okay. Competing businesses can register the similar name in the government body. That's fine, provided somebody else hasn't used it. And a competitor already holding a trademark or an unregistered right in your company name before you can register. And in this situation, the holder of the trademark may proceed to enforce trademark infringement proceedings against you using their trademark without a license. Okay. Now, trademark infringement is extremely costly. In the UK, there can be a £5,000 fine and even a prison sentence of 6 months. Okay, I bet you didn't know that, but that's because it's important to understand when you set up a business what it entitles. In the US, it can be up to $150,000 of a fine. Okay, you'd have to rip down everything and you'd have the risk of dropping your reputation as well. And remember, owning a website does not give you ownership over the name. As above, if a third-party business already holds a registered trademark for their business name or logo, they can indeed enforce the rights against those who infringe with the trademark, which will include protecting the word within a domain. Okay, I'll give you some examples. There was a chap in the UK and he set up a garden landscape, and it was just him and one little guy, and he named it Bridgestone. Well, there is a very big Bridgestone company in America who found out about him and threw him a trademark infringement. Okay, and they said, we don't want to have anything to do with you. If your company goes bust and it goes in the media and people relate Bridgestone, they might relate to us. So we had to rip everything down and is not able to use that name. There's been many, many cases like that, and you don't want to get yourself in that pickle. Can you imagine you build up a business and it's been going 10 years and you didn't trademark the name, and along comes somebody else, and it can be a small business or a big business, and says, we've trademarked the name, you haven't trademarked the name. So You might have to even give a percentage of your profits because you're using a name that is not trademarked, and they are. So it's a very valuable asset. Okay, so don't get yourself into that. Invest in trademark. Okay, now it's Nancy Stidle from the Business Mission. Really delighted to be here. We're talking all about trademarks today and the importance of trademarking a business before you start a business. Now, I want to talk to you about some benefits of trademarking your business. Okay, well, first of all, it offers brand protection, and a registered trademark gives you exclusive legal ownership of your brand name in your chosen market. So you are trying to build this reputation and goodwill of your business and on the sure legal foundation of brand ownership. Trademarks, of course, build brand loyalty. Who doesn't know about IKEA? And who doesn't know about Nike? And who doesn't know about Louis Vuitton? Well, they all do, and they have built this brand loyalty. It gives you exclusive rights to the mark and allows you to take legal action to stop anyone else using it for similar products or service. It protects against imposters and copycats. And if you get a registered trademark, you are able to extend your business by permitting licenses, agents, and others to freely use it. I know the Kardashian clan is fantastic at trademarking their business for their franchise and selling their products in other shops, and that's a good example of a trademark. Okay, it also protects your brand on social media, and registered trademarks puts others off from using a trademark or a mark similar without permission. Now, the digital era is a very interesting platform now because we are moving in this place where trademarks are becoming very international. Now, the Facebook is a U.S. entity. Okay, it was built in America by Mark Zuckerberg, so it's a U.S. entity. So realistically, to be on Facebook, you should be trademarked in the U.S. Okay, so you start in the country you are in, and then you trademark in other countries. But Facebook is US, TikTok is Chinese. So it's good to just be very safe on those platforms with your trademark. It's a very valuable asset which can be sold or licensed to other parties in your discretion. Again, Nike is a very good example. If Nike's business did go bust, he'd still have a very strong name that he could license out or sell. Okay? Your brand, your logo or business name are or become the reason why clients continue to buy goods or services from you. Then protect that goodwill makes very, very common sense. Okay? If you do not protect your brand and a competitor starts to use the same or similar brand for their competing business, there is a big risk that they could benefit from your goodwill because they're riding the back end of you. Okay, your remedy without a trademark would be try and establish an action in passing off, which is much sterner test to prove than infringing of a trademark. Okay, you can also show your clients that a brand name or logo is legally protected by attaching a TM to your logo. Okay, and when the business is sold, any potential buyer will want to know if they have the rights to carry on the business name. Okay, a registered trademark is such an asset that holds so much value and can be sold to the buyer. Now, without a registered trademark, only assurances can make in the purchase of the product and the goods. Okay, and also in the purchase of the contract, which will never afford the buyer the same level of protection. And as I mentioned, you can gift trademarks to others. Okay, it's Nancy Stidle from the Business Mission. We're here today, Talk Tuesday about business, and we're talking all about trademarks, which are very, very important topic that you must do before you start a business. Okay, we're on to our final question. If you've enjoyed this live, please share it with others that may not have the knowledge about trademark, and that I can definitely give it through this Facebook Live. Okay, so on to our final question is why work with a trademark agent for your trademark? Okay, so why work with somebody who's an expert in a trademark? Okay, although It might seem as if you could save money doing this trademark application. It's really rarely the best idea that you do a trademark application or paperwork for yourself, because it will end up costing you a lot more money in the long term if you're not educated on it. I have had clients who have gone to trademark, they didn't do it correctly, and actually in the end the application failed, or they didn't do enough classes, and then they were trademark infringed by another company that had all those classes. Okay, when you have a trademark professional who understands the ins and outs of trademark paperwork and application on your side, you can depend on having a vastly improved shot and a successful outcome. The matter of fact is that there are very little people that there is very little that is simple about intellectual property. I can tell you that because that's what I'm studying at the moment. I am going to throw forward with intellectual property law. I just finished a master's in international business law, which had the intellectual property, and I'm heading towards a trademark lawyer. Okay, so it's not very simple IP. Okay, the knowledge and experience of a skilled trademark and copyright lawyer, agent, attorney simply cannot be replicated. Okay, it might be tempted to try this on your own, but mistakes by lay people are only too common and frequently need to be corrected, and then it costs you double. At the business mission, we adapt to get it right the first time so you can carry on to that success. I have had a 100% success rate with all trademarks through the business mission that have come through. Okay, getting trademark advice from a trademark agent from like myself will leave you confident that you have the strongest protection to your business. Okay, so if you'd like to come speak to me about trademarks, it's one of my biggest passions. I really enjoy trademarking, trademark application, trademark infringement, that sort of thing. I'm in school at the moment learning about trademarks in order to become qualified as a trademark lawyer attorney that will be able to help further people with trademarks. But at the moment, we do the applications and infringement options as well. So it's so if you'd like to come see me, info@thebusinessmission.com, or you could send me a message through Facebook, our Facebook page. And if you have any questions about trademark, please feel free to get in touch with me. Okay, it's really lovely to be here with you today. Hopefully you've got some information about trademarking and the importance of it. And I shall see you next Tuesday, 12 noon UK time, in the Business Mission's Facebook page or in any of the groups that you're watching this. Have a great day. Have a very productive week ahead. Bye.